and gentlemen, Honorable our lecturer from Universitas Islamic University and all participants. It's my pleasure to be moderator for today's occasion. I am Rega Estika Dinda on behalf of the community. I would like to extend a warm welcome to all of you. So, welcome to the 6th Student Elected Expo, Technology Enhanced Learning. Let's make online class fun again. Held by English Education Study Program, Faculty of Teaching and Education Science, Universitas Islamiyah Syafia. To line up our discussion today, we have 8 presenters. They are Jihan Noviana as the first speaker, Isna Namira as the second speaker, Asmah Senkhou as the third speaker, Irfan Widadi as the fourth speaker, Leni Marlina as the fifth speaker, Lulu Ani as the sixth speaker, and Salsabila as the seventh speaker, and the last Qonita Faradisa as the speaker. To facilitate the presentation activity, I'm Rega Estika will try to host the event until it is finished. To make our discussion run smoothly, a presenter will be invited to present the paper until it is finished, and each presenter has 10 minutes for their presentation. And for a participant, if you have any question, you can raise your hand and unmute your microphone, or you can write in chat room. And don't forget to mention your name, affiliation, and your question. Moving along to our session, please welcome the first speaker, Jihan Noviana, with the title Intuitive of Learning English from Instagram jagobahasa.com. The time is yours.
Okay, thank you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Honorable my lecturer, Mem Nurul Hasana, and beloved friends, and all participants in this time. Okay, today I would like to explain my mini research about enthusiastic of learning English from Instagram jagobahasa.com. Next, please. Okay, this is the table of content, introduction, theoretical underpinning, research methodology, findings, and conclusion. Next. Okay, social media is a digital platform that refers to websites or applications that are designed to allow people to share content quickly, made it easier to companies or individuals to share, access, and get information. Many people access social media through handphone or computers, and social media can reverse to any internet communication tool that allows users to broadly share content and engage with the public. And social media we can use for learning English. We know that the social media is a platform that we can access easier. We can search and find what we want. We can learn about something. Social media has many contents and facilities, can be used for practicing English. Learning English from social media is effectively for people every time and everywhere. Maybe learning English on social media can be done by anyone all around the world. Learning English on social media is possible for all ages and gender. It is always available for us to learn English whenever we want to access. Okay, next slide. theoretical. Social media can attract many people. As a digital platform, social media offers a lot of interesting content to attract attention many people. The ease of access social media makes it easier for anyone to use it. And Instagram for improved English skill. Instagram is an effective social media platform for engaging and learning of the English. We can improve our skill through Instagram. In this era, people are getting creative. Also, technology is getting more advanced, making it easier for people to learn anything on social media. On Instagram, there are many icons to us to improve our skill, to improve our English skill, such as we can easily learn English, increase vocabulary, learn grammar or speaking. Research methodology. This mini research, I use qualitative analyze Instagram user on comment section from Jago Bahasa Instagram account. Next slide. Sorry, next slide, please. The findings of the mini research I made is no. Yeah, thank you. Instagram users are enthusiastic to learn English on jagobahasa.com account. In this case, Instagram user only focus to the material that tutor deliver. In comment section, there is interaction between admin and Instagram user about the material. This case, the second case is Instagram user are enthusiastic to learn English on jagobahasa.com account because the tutor is beautiful or handsome. In this case, in comment section, Instagram user can focus the material that tutor deliver because the tutor is beautiful or handsome face. In comment section, I found that there is a question that not related to the material. The question is, who is she? Who is he? He is very beautiful. He is very handsome. And another question like, what is her or him Instagram account? And the third case is Instagram users are enthusiastic to learn English on jagobahasa.com account because the tutor is competent. In comment section, Instagram user gave praise because the tutor can deliver the material very well. Okay, next please. The last is conclusion. Social media can attract many people to learn something new. Through the jagobahasa.com Instagram account, Instagram users are enthusiastic of learning English. Based on the research, social media can attract many people to learn something. Learning English is not only done by face-to-face, but also through social media. Today, everyone uses social media. Everyone can access social media easier. Platform that is often used by people all around the world is Instagram, which is not only for uploading picture or video, but for learning too. Thank you so much. That's all my presentation.
Okay, thank you for Miss Jihan. Thanks for your presentation. Okay, the next turn of the second speaker, Isna Namira, with the title, How Social Media, Twitter, Influence the Use of Daily English Word. The time is yours.
Thank you, Moderator. Here I want to present my research that I already conducted. The title is How Twitter Influence the Use of Daily Words in Teenagers. Next slide, please. This is a table of contents. There are a background, theoretical underpinning, research methodology, finding and discussion, and last is conclusion. Next, please. Next slide, please. This is the background. Everyone in this world has their own way to communicate or socialize with each other. With the growth of technology in this era, it is possible to communicate or socialize with people that is in different area or even different country. One of the one of the way that people usually use is using social media as the media to do that. Nowadays, people, especially teenagers, has been using Twitter not only for socialize but also for learning. With the help of social media, learning language can be done in a fun way. Next, please. Twitter. Twitter was first found in March 2006 on San Francisco by Jack Dorsey, Noah Glass, Bill Stone, and Evan Williams. It is a microblogging device that permits you to shoot and get hold of quick posts, refer as tweets. Besides that, Twitter can be also a tool to learn new things uh, like learn language, how to cook, how to dance, and etc. Twitter can be accessed everywhere through computer, smartphone, or app, as long as it has internet to connect. Uh, the other is vocabulary. Vocabulary is the words in a language of or a special set of words. Vocabulary helps the person to perform their skills better. It is impossible for the person to speak their English properly if their vocabulary is very poor. In short, having the limited vocabulary makes it difficult for people to master the language, as long as the vocabulary is critical to understanding and communication. Next slide, please. This is the research methodology. This research is using descriptive qualitative, and this research is aimed to analyze how Twitter influenced the use of English daily words. The setting for this research is on Twitter, and the participants I use 5 users of Twitter that are a fangirl and from Southeast Asia. For the data collection, it was done with the following steps. The first is the researchers conduct all the participants to ask for their permission to do this interview. And second is after they agree to be interviewed by the researchers began to ask 3 questions for them through direct message on Twitter. And finally, the researcher managed the data. Next, please. This is the demography of the participants. You can see here. Okay, next, please. and this is the finding and discussion. Actually, I asked 5 questions for each of them, and this is the, the answer that the example of the answer that I get. For Riri, she states that when she runs her Twitter account, it's like she did a multitasking stuff. And for the other participant, I asked her that did she can learn another language too, and she answered that she learned it, but she only exchanged the bad words like that. Next slide, please. The next finding is the charm that the app has. Every social media has their own charm. For example, in YouTube, one of the charms that it has is that you can watch anything related to your interests or to what you want, whether it's short duration or long duration. And for Twitter, it can also provide the user to watch video, but only in short duration. However, one of my participants, Aya, said that for her own, Twitter only has one charm. She stated that besides it can make her improve her language, Twitter provides the fastest news and the other than platform. Chelsea, also one of my participants, has different opinion from Aya. When I asked her what makes you use Twitter, she answered that in this app, uh, Chelsea didn't meet any judgmental people, so she's comfortable with this app. She also said that Twitter is a fun app to express opinion about something because sometimes you get funny replies or with meme on it. Next slide, please. And finally, the conclusion. Based on the data and finding above that have been described, it can be concluded that learning something can be done in a fun and not stressful way if we find the right method and wise enough to use it. In this case, Twitter as the media of learning gives much benefits to its user, whether it is from learning language perspective, enriching vocabulary, or change the way of someone thinks. There are many other applications that can be used for enriching vocabulary, but if the one who use it didn't feel like it is the right application for them, then it is useless. Because if they did feel that way, the learning process is not going to be effective. Thank you. That's all from me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Isna Namira. Okay, the next turn for the third speaker, Asmah Senkhou, with the title Turning English Through Movie, a Student Perception.
Good afternoon, guys. I'm Asmah Senkhou. And today I would like to present my research about learning English through movie, a student perception. So next slide, please. Can you hear me, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry. Next slide, yes. Okay,
Yes,
the
Asmah.
first is introductions. Learning English is not only possible in the classroom, but it can done in anywhere, anytime. So watching movie is one of method that of study that teenagers prefer to use this, and movie make language come alive. And so students who enjoy listening to their idol movie, they will enjoy to the challenge that challenge of imitating. of their actor's favorite movie. And then imitation is the highest form, the flattery. It is also great way to learn. So next slide. Next slide, please. Okay. Yes, this is research question. How does teenager perception of watching movie a media of learning English? And the purpose of the research is to describe teenager perception of watching movie a media of learning English. Okay, next slide. Okay, this is a theoretical underpinning. A, learning English through movie, and B, a student perception. Next slide. Okay, A, learning English through movie. Isma movie are of visual literary entertainment and language acquisition. Please, next. Okay, this is one. Choose an interesting movie. You don't waste your time on your boring movie. If you boring, it will be difficult to pay attention. And two, use a movie that match the level, your level of English. Three, pick a movie in the target accents. And four, leverage subtitle. Subtitle can be help to learn English. Yes, and five, repeat short sentence. Practice and repeat short sentence after you watching that they are sound like. Yes, and six, keep a movie journal. Stop movie if you heard something that useful and write it down in the notebook. And seven, just have fun and don't try to understand every word. So please, next slide. Next slide, please. So B, this is a student perception. One, movie give a on before. Okay. One, movie give a visual content, learn faster and remember longer. Two, learning English pronunciation from the world actors. And three, watching movie doesn't feel like a learning and it's fun. Motivation is the key when it's come to language learning. And you know, motivation is the most important single factor influencing oral proficiency. So next slide, please. So this is methodology. Research design is a descriptive, qualitative, and participants are 30 teenagers from Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And data collecting technique is survey or questionnaires. Yes, next, please. So this is a finding and discussion. I give a questionnaire to teenager on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and this is a resource. From the first question, it was found that 90% of participants agree that the dialogue in the movie can be applied in real life, and only a small percentage of 10% disagree. So it shows that most of the participants use the dialogue from the movie that they watch. Next.
Coklat ya? Apa kopi? Vanilla kesukaan kamu.
Next, please. And this is in the fourth question, 20% disagree that they are well learning English by watching movie, but 80% agree that they're learning English by watching movie all the time, showing that the participants did not learning English from only watching movie, but most of them learning the language by watching movie all the time. It can be concluded that watching movie is a good choice for learning English. And next slide. So, and the other question is around then 97% agree with the questionnaire sentence writing by the research. Yes. Next. Okay, the last is conclusion. Based on information before and finding described, it can be concluded that learning English through movie is perceived by students in many aspects, cover both listening, stories to everyday life, and the conclusion is that the student perception of learning English through watching movie were useful and could be applied in lesson to increase the efficiency of teaching.
Of TikTok application on English learners. The time is yours.
Thank you so much for the moderator. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
The honorable for all my teachers here. And hello, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. How are you going today? I hope you're all in the good condition right now. Before I start my presentation of the day, allow me to introduce myself first. My name is Irfan Widadi, and I'm from Islamic University of As-Syafi'iyah, the Faculty of Teaching and Education Sciences. All right, in this occasion, I would like to share to you about the material of the day is about the effectiveness of the TikTok application for learning English pronunciation. Next slide. So everyone, to sum up about our material of the day, there are 5 parts in our presentation. For the first time, I will start about my presentation today from the introduction. For the second is theoretical underpinning, and the third, methodology. The fourth, finding and discussion, and the last is about conclusion. Next. Next slide. Yeah, and the next is theoretical underpinning. First, interactive multimedia and effective learning. According to the Arnoro in Lauren 2017, that interactive multimedia is an effective learning medium for improving critical listening skills for students. It means that the learning media is one component in learning plays an important role for learning and can take place in accordance with the purpose of learning. That then we can directly use this TikTok application in learning, because in this application there are a lot of videos about pronunciation that are very interesting and easy to understand. And, and I'm proof that the TikTok application is very good for learning English pronunciation, whether it is not about English, but I underline English pronunciation, because I learned English pronunciation in this application, and that's why I chose this title. And second is a famous application. We can see the fake number more than 10 millions users in Indonesia, and the majority are school age children or students, which is very much loved and attracting millennials, the majority of whom are school age children, so that TikTok can be processed in one interesting learning media and interactive for students. And the third is pronunciation is one of the most difficult skills. TikTok application is very good for people who want to learn English pronunciation, because when I started to see English pronunciation videos in the TikTok application at the first time, then I saw a lot of videos and I was immediately impressed and like this TikTok application, because the content creator was very interesting and the pronunciation very clear in the video. And the video is very good because this TikTok application provides very good features, and there are also filters that the video becomes good and interesting. And there are also many English tutors from the Ingrism Paracadi, everybody knows English village. And next slide. Next slide, please. Yeah, the next is methodology. First, the research design. This study uses a qualitative approach so that the researchers can obtain more detailed information about the TikTok application in learning English pronunciation. The research design is a whole decision that involves studying a topic. The method and types of questionnaire research are a number of data collection techniques such as interview, observation, email, and so on. Islam and Farouk 20 and 16. And the second is taking a questionnaire. The instrument is using a questionnaire. The interview consists of 10 questions. This instrument is used to know the strengths and weakness, the implementation, advantages, obstacle with happen when the students utilizing TikTok media to improve their pronunciation. The researchers use open-ended questionnaire which is suitable for this research purpose, according Satyade 20 and 6. And a questionnaire which consists of open-ended question gives the respondent freedom to answer the question given according to Creswell 20 and 15. And next slide, please. And the next is finding and discussion. Can you show all the result? Next. This is the result. Next. Until the slides. Next. And then next one more. Okay, we can see that on the result. From the result I got, it shows the positive responses. It means that the TikTok application is very good for people who want to learn English pronunciation. Because when I saw the video on the TikTok, I was immediately impressed and like the TikTok application because the content creator was very interesting and the pronunciation was very clear in the video. The accent and pronunciation are also very good. From the study, it shows that respondents have a positive attitude towards the TikTok application as a video aid while learning truth. The TikTok application uses it as an English learning strategy to help and improve literacy and speaking skills. In in addition, respondents uh, impress a strong desire to use the TikTok application to watch and understand all the contents related to basic English skills. And some of the people who filled out of the questionnaire didn't have a TikTok application. So they answered that they didn't agree with the statements provided in the questionnaire. And next slide, please. And okay, and the last is conclusion. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, to sum up about our material of today, I will deliver about it. First, many social media are effective learning media. From the survey, it can be concluded that many social media are effective learning media to help the teachings and learning process. The purpose of this study is to find out how students can explore pronunciation skill through the application. The researchers choose TikTok as a medium to find out how effective social media is for learning English, especially learning English pronunciation. And in this study, the authors distributed questionnaires to people who know about the TikTok application, and even on it, data collection tools are carried out by questionnaire. And then second, ask the respondent by questionnaire. First, the researchers ask the respondent to choose the questionnaire. And second, the researchers observe respondent TikTok and sees the result of each respondent. And third, the researchers analyzes the data from the observation and questionnaires that have been obtained. From the data, it can be seen that they are user of the TikTok application. After going to data collection and data analysis, it can be concluded that many respondents use TikTok application for learning because the application can provide many benefits such as recommendations, tips and tricks, benefit and can increase their knowledge and to do business. And some are not TikTok user, but they know what is TikTok and what can be done in this TikTok application and more. And the third is TikTok is very influential in learning English pronunciation. The use of TikTok application is very influential because this application is useful and provides benefits because it makes learning easy and fun. They can watch interesting videos, do business, and they can also find out what is happening in this world easily by using this TikTok application. From the answers that have been given from respondents, many of them have improved their pronunciation and some haven't improved at all because they are not TikTok users. And therefore, it can be concluded that the TikTok application can be used as a medium for pronunciation learning in English because it has many benefit and is effective in helping students and teachers in teaching and learning activities in the 20th century. Thank you so much. Just it for me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Waalaikumsalam
wabarakatuh.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for Mr. Irfan Widadi for your presentation. Okay, next turn is for the fifth speaker, Leni Marlina, with the title An Analysis of the Impact of Social Media on Student Learning Achievement. The time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Rega. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
wabarakatuh.
afternoon, everyone. My name is Leni Marlina. I would like to my present about analysis of the impact of social media on student achievement. Next slide. Next slide, please. Next slide. No. Social media, not for their learning needs, but to find order information. Learning achievement can be shown in the form of social media, number or grade. Learning achievement record maximum effort. If they can use social media for learning purpose, the effect they get increased to value of report card becomes smart student in class can participate in competition. Next slide. Next slide, please. Research question. How does the impact of social media on student learning achievement? Purpose of the study, describing the impact of social media on student learning achievement. Next slide. Next slide, please. Literature review. A. Social media is a communication or information tool that allow you to have conversation, exchange information, or share ideas on a web. Example such as Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, WhatsApp, and other media. B. Positive and negative impact of social media on learning achievement. 1. Positive impact of social media. Students can improve the learning because by using the TikTok media, because there are many videos about student motivation and learning knowledge, adding insight and knowledge of students. Because using social media will make it easier their abilities, access information, and improve learning achievement. Simple the learning process because when students experience problem or difficult in learning, they can access information from social media. It makes it easier to engage with other people. If students have problem, they can easily contact their teacher or other people to the good learning outcome that can support learning achievement. 2. Negative impact of social media describe the contraction of student learning at school. Because on learning focus when he is the teacher explanation, then he will take out his cell phone to play social media such as TikTok, Wattpad, Instagram, and other media. Can reduce student achievement because they know social media so can that it can reduce learning achievement. Addiction to social media often use social media because such as TikTok, Wattpad, I can affect student learning. C. Factor affecting learning achievement. Student achievement is influenced by two factors, namely one factor that come from student, especially their ability student. In addition to ability factor or student, there are other factors such as learning, motivation, interest, and intention, attitude to study, habit, psychological factor. 2. Factors that come from a student learning achievement. Students are strongly influenced by quality of teaching. What is meant by teaching quality is their heart low whenever teaching and in process. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide, please. Methodology. A. Research design. No. Methodology. Methodology. A. Research design qualitative method. B. Participant. A 9 grade student of junior high school As-Syafi'iyah 06. C is participant is 15 years old girl. Why she was media student achievement because she really likes to play social media. Even in day she can play social media for host and want to know her learning achievement in encouraging, discouraging for host and want to learning addictive. C. Data collecting technique is interview. Next. Finding and discussion. The finding of interview class 9 student. 1. How do you access social media so you don't get discuss or discuss learning achievement? Answer. A. By defining the time. Social media is to play. B. To look for positive things in social media. C. Accessing information for social media when difficulties. Next slide. Next slide, please. 2. What do you think about the impact of social media such as TikTok and Instagram, YouTube, and other media on learning achievement? Answer. A. Social media provide many things that can be learned. B. If it's not used properly for learning, it can make use not focused and not constructive in learning. Next slide. Next slide. 3. What do you think about how to improve learning achievement through social media? Answer. A. Looking for both science and advancing technology. Social media such as with TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and can learn for YouTube. Social media we choose. B. Get a new expression social media. Watching YouTube about people. C. Motivated and encourage enthusiasm over learning to achievement good achievement. Learning about achievement we have by defining or learning can improve learning achievement. Next slide. Next slide. Okay, discussion. The finding of my research are that the use of social media bring benefit for students to learning achievement. It is aligned with the media in the learning process is a inseparable part in the activities of the student learning process in order to achieve learning goal and additional which was found by Arasa 2013. Next slide. Achievement and can improve student learning achievement, but on the contrary, if it's used just for fun, is used for thing and cannot define time for learning, it will most likely have a negative impact on student achievement and can reduce learning achievement student. Okay, I think enough. Thank you for attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Waalaikumsalam
wabarakatuh.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Leni Marlina, for your presentation. Okay, next turn is for the sixth speaker, Lulu Ani, with title The Effectiveness of Canva on Student Writing Skill. The time is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Lulu Ani, and my research title is The Effectiveness of Canva on Student Writing Skills. Next slide. The research is based on observational basis and the exploration of correlation as this research focused on the student interest and effectiveness in writing using Canva. I would like to see that the data on whether it is really effective for the people or not to this interactive learning on their writing understanding. Next slide. Background of the problem. The first, writing skill has been used in everyday life, but also for making sure that writing skill has become a vital role in learning English as a foreign language, as writing is needed when supporting the learner's academic success. By writing, The students are required to understand the basic grammatical construction as well as to understanding their linguistic competence in generating their main idea, supporting the idea, sum up the concept of the expert when writing. The second, English writing skill is an important role for English learners to develop their other skill in their English learning, such as analyzing, arguing, critical thinking skill, because with their English writing skill, it will help their brain to think more and use appropriate programs in order to encourage their brain to construct meaning in their understanding of language. And the last, interactive and effective media is needed to motivate students in writing. Next slide. Next slide, research problem and purpose of the story. Research problem, how does student perception toward the implementation of Canva on writing? The next purpose of the study, to describe student perception toward the implementation of Canva on writing. And the next slide. Theoretical foundation. The verse writing is said to be the most difficult from other skills. This is because their grammatical structure as well as to enhance their vocabulary when they are writing. By understanding good writing skill, this will also help to enhance other language skills such as understanding their listening, speaking, and reading. The second, when writing, the ideas are divided into paragraphs. Therefore, the writing will become more understandable, and each of the point that uh, of the point that will be emphasized. Paragraph is another important point when we are writing. The third, in writing, there are several types to have good writing, such as deals with composing, which is the ability either to tell or retell several information from the reader and make it into another form of narrative or description. And the last, Canva is a medium for learning to write. Next slide. Research methodology. The first, research design. Descriptive, quantitative. The next participant, 34 respondents of college student and college graduate. And the last, data collecting technique, survey. And the next slide. Research findings. The first questionnaire, learning writing is fun. Amongst 34 respondents, 50% agreed to the statement, whilst the rest, 50% strongly agree, thus most correspondents are sure that learning writing is fun for them. The second questionnaire, learning writing using concept sentence is easy to apply. Amongst 34 respondents, 79% agreed to the answer, whilst 26% strongly agree, which means that most of the participants agree about the use of concept of sentence is easy to apply. And the next slide. The third questionnaire, writing lesson using concept sentence are more interesting. Among 34 respondents, 50% strongly agree to the statement, whilst the rest 50% are agree. With that being said, this statement shows that most of the correspondents are fond of learning writing lesson using concept sentence are more interesting. And the next Questionnaire with Canva makes writing easy. Amongst 34 respondents, 50% strongly agree, whilst 50% agree to the statement that Canva makes them writing easy. And the next slide. And the last questionnaire, I feel that with Canva, I can express myself more with the tool. Amongst 34 respondents, 67.6% strongly agree, whilst 32.4% agree to the statement that they feel by using Canva, they can express themselves more with the tool. And the next slide. Conclusion. This will also help them to shape their understanding in learning the writing structure. By understanding good writing skill, this will also help to enhance other language skills such as understanding their listening, speaking, and reading. To have the writing skill, there are technology used and required in writing to help, including media format, which is Canva, that provides visual media and also support the creation writing. Through the research and findings, we know that many of them like to understand and learn about writing as it will increase their self-confidence and more interesting, especially by the help of Canva. How Canva makes them writing easy, and with that, they feel they can express themselves more with the tools. Okay, I think enough for me. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay,
Waalaikumsalam
thanks
warahmatullahi
for Kalu. Okay, the next turn is for the seventh speaker, Cindy Salsabila, with the title Teenager Perception on the Use of the Movie Media in English Language Teaching. The time is yours.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I will present my presentation about my paper, Teenager Perception on the Use Movie Media in English Language Teaching, Program Faculty of Teaching and Education of As-Syafi'iyah Islamic University, Jakarta. Next slide. Here is a table, introduction, theoretical underpinning, methodology, finding and discussion, and the last is conclusion. Next. Okay, the research question, how does the teenager perception on the use of media in English language teaching? And the purpose research is describe teenagers' perception about the use of movie media in English language teaching. Next. Okay, the introduction. The English is the language to use to communicate. English has become an international language for communication. Many people use English to support their life goals. Someone who speaks a foreign language, including English, must know the vocabulary of that language in order to communicate well. The use of film media in the teaching and learning process of English will attract teenagers to learn in the language. The next point is movie is the one tool used for learning, especially for teenagers. Movies is visual of the make it an invaluable language teaching tool. Enabling learners to understand more by interpreting language in a full visual content. Movie aid learners' understanding by allowing them to listen to language exchange and view visual support such as a facial expression and the gesture simultaneously. These visual cues support the verbal message and provide a focused attention. Movie media to improve the ability of teenagers that can be used in learning English. Learning from movies is motivating and fun. Motivation is the one of the most important factors in determining the success of integral parts of teenager lives that make sense to take them to the language classes. Movies as a motivator also make the language learning process more entertaining and fun. Next. The theoretical underpinning, teenager perception. In general, perception are few is individual perspective or arrangement of a focus existing or more clearly, namely the understanding to something or appreciation directly by a person. According in the research, there are many unaware of the potential for using movie in learning. However, have been many successful studies on the benefits of using movie subtitle in learning English. And movie media. More importantly, there are several reasons why you should learn English by watching movies, rather than just book from a handbook or listen to the teacher. Along with technological developments, audiovisual aids were born to support the teaching and the process, especially those that emphasis of the use concrete experience. Application movie media in learning English. The application of the movie media is very useful in learning English language teaching, which provides understanding to teenagers to increase knowledge in thinking makes teenager understand the learning process. Learning through movies is needed to facilitate learning English and daily communication. So, learning English is not as easy as it seems. It took a long and a daily communication. Okay, next. In this methodology, I used a research design quantitative method. And the participant I researched and got 31 teenagers to see their perception of the use movie media in learning English. Survey questionnaire is there were 31 teenagers who became the sample. The research instrument is this study was a questionnaire. The questionnaire asked about the subject perception of watching English films to improve their English. The questionnaire consists of the English perception of watching movies. Next. Okay, the finding and discussion. The first question is, I like watching films, English films, because many benefits to improve my English skills. In this diagram is more than half students agree that English films can help them improve their English skills. Followed, 32% agree, totally agree, and no one disagrees and strongly disagrees. A teenager can hear many new words and phrases by watching English films. The two is I believe that learning English by watching movies is waste of time. This statement provides that most teenagers think 58% disagree and 22 strongly disagree. Watching movies to learn English is not always a waste of time, but there are also those who think watching films is a waste of their time, agree, and 3% is totally agree. Next. Learning English will feel more fun than with English film. Most teenagers think that they agree 60% and 29 totally agree to learn English by using films. It's also very good for variety in English, and 3% is disagree. I agree. Learn English through movies. More than half of students, 60%, is agree, but watching English by film is English subtitles can be useful for the use of English in everyday life. Followed by 30 students strongly disagree, and those who disagree only 6%, who no one strongly disagree. Next. And I like watching movies that have English subtitle because subtitle is very good in learning English. More than half of students, 60% agree that watching English film with English subtitles can be useful for the use of English in everyday life. And this research it's also very good in variety in learning English. Next. And the last is the conclusion. The finding of this study conclude that the movie is a powerful learning that can help learning English. Almost all of the item variables receive positive perceptions based on the research I did and gave questionnaires to the teenagers. From the youth questionnaire, the researchers conclude that teenagers believe that watching English films, especially with subtitle, can be beneficial for them in learning English. In addition, the youth's answer indicate that they agreed that English films were fun and entertaining. Furthermore, regarding the result, they believe that English films they can discover a lot of a new vocabulary and know how to use it. It helps them improve their vocabulary, which they will eventually use in their conversation or writing when they use in English. In addition, because the scope of the research is still small, I hope that other researchers in the future can improve this kind of research, which we conclude that film media can simply be defined as a learning tool in the form of a film, which functions as a story told to teenagers. Okay, thank you. That's just for me.
Okay, thank you, Miss Cindy Salsabila, for your presentation. Okay, next turn is for the last speaker, Qonita Faradisa, with the title Improving Vocabulary to PUBG Mobile. The time is yours.
Sorry, the title is Acquiring. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Qonita Faradisa. I would like to present about acquiring new vocabulary through PUBG Mobile. Next, please. Next, please. Hello. Okay. Introduction. First, introduction. 1. Vocabulary is a set of words known by one another entity or part of a particular language. Thus, the vocabulary of the few words that are separate and have different meanings, but not all vocabulary and meaning in English have the same meaning. Sometimes vocabulary and meaning are the same even words and association are used or when words are spoken, and so often most people hear what others say with same Acquiring and each other that they can either exchange new language or a vocabulary that they have just here in order to acquire and improve. Next, please. Next, please. Next, please. Okay. Research problem. How does student perception of PUBG Mobile as a media to acquire new vocabulary? Purpose of the study to describe student perception media to acquire new vocabulary. Next, please. Next, please. Theoretical underpinning. First, vocabulary. One, vocabulary is words. They can become sentence and understand that the meaning of the purpose of the meaning, what one wants to do. Two, vocabulary can be used to expand language in order to understand that when the many of those who seeks companionship with foreigner. Three, mastering a vocabulary could make it easier for one to speak to anyone, especially a foreigner, in order to enable one to interact with them more intimately inside the country. Last, as for vocabulary, it has the rich advantage of matching the words and the new ones. PUBG mobile games. So in the games of PUBG mobile vocabulary, a person get a new vocabulary that can be used either in the game or outside the game. If the game has become accustomed to using suck a blank on the other side of the game, real life must feel foreign, but getting a new vocabulary can be used to interact with foreigner, so that one can speak fluently and easily. And the more vocabulary the more friends are in the PUBG of foreigner. Because of the last vocabulary, one can and enable one to interact with the foreign. Next, please. Next, please. Okay, methodology. First, research design, descriptive, quantitative. Qualitative research is not about applying certain number to measuring variable or using statistical procedures to determine the stretch of numerically. The qualitative work tends to highlight process and meaning. An activity of the qualitative assessment in descriptive and analyze. Quantitative business studies are studies that discuss business objective through technique that enable research to give complex interpretation of market phenomena without numerical measurement. The focus of qualitative business research is finding through inner meaning and new insights. Qualitative research is happily applied and practiced. Participants, there are 35 college students, and data collecting technique is a questionnaire. There are 35 college students who are the sample. The research acquiring new vocabulary through PUBG Mobile in this study was a questionnaire via Google Form. The questionnaire asked about the perception of the subject of English vocabulary in PUBG Mobile to increase knowledge of English vocabulary. The questionnaire consists of 5 parts. The first part includes the respondent increased vocabulary to find out the new vocabulary they have acquired. The second part is about the benefits of acquired to English of PUBG Mobile to add a new vocabulary. Part 3 is what they do in their spare time by increased to understand vocabulary in English language. Section 4 about the PUBG mobile application to promote. Next slide, please. Okay. Finding and discussion. I have to share questionnaire from Google Form, which is filled in with the 35 participants of college student in diagram. First questionnaire. I'm using the PUBG mobile application to learn about the new vocabulary that I have found in the game application. All of the student college answered to agree. In diagram, 62%. Next, please. Next, please. The second questionnaire. I use PUBG Mobile to increase the new vocabulary of the application. All of the 35 college students answered to 71% in the diagram. The third questionnaire. I use PUBG Mobile to increase and improve over and over again to motivate myself and learn the new vocabulary and grammar in learning English language. All of the 35 college students answered to agree. 74% in diagram. Next, please. Next, okay. The fourth questionnaire. I use the PUBG mobile application to promote English in my spare time to create excitement when I learning English language. All of the 35 college students answered to agree, and 74% with the diagram. The last questionnaire. I'm using the PUBG mobile application to understand and enlarge my English vocabulary wherever I'm in order to be more interested in learning English and the new vocabulary. All of the 35 college students answer to agree, 77% in the diagram. Okay. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Okay. The last conclusion. First, there are several unfamiliar vocabulary found in PUBG Mobile. Two, PUBG Mobile are able to motivate respondents to learn English. And the last, PUBG Mobile are able to create excitement to learn English. I think enough for me. Sorry if many mistake. And I say thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you for Ms. Qonita for your presentation. Now it's time for question and answer session. You can raise your hand and unmute your microphone or write your question in chat room. And don't forget for mention your name, affiliation, and which present. Please enter. But the first question from Mem Nurul Hasanah to Miss Jihan. The question is, I want to ask Jihan Noviana, how you can collect the data is your research? Okay, Miss Jihan, please answer the question.
Okay, thank you for the question. I will answer the question from Mem Husnul. Actually, I only analyze Instagram user on comment section from Jago Bahasa Instagram accounts. Yeah, that's it. Only analyze Instagram user on comment section. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Jihan. Okay, the next question from Mr. Hanafi. The question is, hello everyone. I have done for all the presenter. Could you explain the major reason why you conduct your research? Thanks. Okay, for all presenter, let's begin from the first speaker. Please answer the question.
Okay, thank you for the question, Sir Hanafi. I answer your question. Actually, almost every day I visit Jago Bahasa Instagram account, and I follow that account too. Then I interesting make mini research about the Instagram user respond on comment section jagobahasa.com Instagram. That's simple. That's it from me. Thank you.
Okay, the next for second speaker. How about you?
Uh, the reason why I conducted this research is because I frequently met the people who use Twitter, and also a fangirl masters vocabulary skills better than the average user. So yeah, that's why I conduct this research, because if they are use Twitter, I think they have to have the vocabulary skills in the same level.
Enough?
Yes, enough. Thank you.
Okay. Next, for the three speaker. How about you?
That's why you conduct why you conduct your research, right? Because I love to watching movie, and watching movie in English is a part that I like to learn English, and this is the way I learn English. That's I want to do some research. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Okay, the next for the fourth speaker. How about you?
Yeah, thank you so much for Sir Hanapi to the question. The question is, could you explain the major reason why you conduct your research? Actually, I conduct this research because of Mem Nurul gives me the task. Yeah, and then for the reason I chose this title is because at the first time I really didn't like the TikTok application, because I thought that the TikTok application was dubbing application. You only see that people dancing and a lot of TikTok aids dancing when I was playing YouTube. I really hate it. And when my friend was playing a TikTok and I said to him that that is the foolish application because he scrolled TikTok every day. Then he said that there were many learning application in it, not only about dancing inside. Then but also there were many English learning. Then I was so curious. And then I installed the application. Then I search for English learning. When I saw the video, I was immediately impressed and like the TikTok, because the content creator was very interesting and their pronunciation is very nice in the video. And there are a lot of English tutors from Kediri. We usually know now Kampung English, but I just play for learning, right? Not to see the people dancing. Sure. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, the next for the five speaker. How about you?
Okay, because I want to know whether student achievement encourage or disguise to social media use, and I want to know the negative and positive impact of student achievement and how they use social media. Okay, thank you for attention.
Thank you. Okay, the next for the For the sixth speaker, how about you?
Because Canva makes writing more attractive with the visual media, and it helps you to not feel bored, so you can continue to upgrade your writing skills with happiness, not like you forced to do it. So I want to prove it that Canva can help you a lot in writing skill. I think enough for me.
Thank you. How about the seven speaker? How about you?
Okay, the question is why you, could you explain the major reason why you conduct your research stance? Because I'm interested in discussing teenagers' interest in learning through movies and want to see their various opinions. Okay, that's it.
Thank you. Okay, for the last speaker, how about you?
Okay, I will try answer. Because I want to show that games are not only for the entertainment and have a negative impact, but game can also vocabulary for other players. And then, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, the last question is from M. Husnul Hatimah from Miss Qonita. The question is PUBG Mobile subtitle for children?
Yeah. Okay, I will answer. I will try to answer. I don't think because the game is not suitable for children, and this game is low for teenagers, 18 years and over. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, participant, before I close the event, we will do documentation session. Please, operator can prepare documentation.
Okay. Wait. Wait. Okay. Please turn on your camera.
Okay, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are come to the last agenda. We would like to say again to our presenters, all the audience for active participation, and the conclusion of the presentation today is learning English is very easy. Even we can take advantage of games or application that we often use, such as PUBG Mobile, TikTok, and Twitter. Okay, dear participant, for your information, this webinar is the second session of the 6th Student Research Expo 1991. We would like to invite you to join our next event at tomorrow. Thank you very much for ladies and gentlemen. That was the end of the webinar today, and hope you to see you all the next time. Thank you for attention. Pardon for our mistake. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Good job, everyone.
Thank you, sir and ma'am, and
Thank you, sir
moderator and
and
all.